try!
Cheika, I mean, obviously you want to concentrate on the test match next week, but the force issue, I guess, has been resolved in a sense, or the axing issue, but what's the mood amongst the force players that you've been able to detect this morning?
Oh, but I think we've been talking, like, it's not like something that we would just be bringing up with them this morning, you know. I've been talking to them about, you know, how we knew the decision to be coming around this time, and just about how we would try and deal with things and how they wanted to deal with things. And I think that they've obviously relatively disappointed, there's no doubt about that. But as a professional player, you know, they've also got to prepare themselves as well. I think the bigger issue is more about the fans over there. You know, I really do believe that, you know, Australian Rugby's got a huge network of fans, volunteers, etc. And they're the people who are, you know, the players as well. When you talk to them, they're the people that they're feeling for, you know, because that's hard to take.
So are you confident that from the player's perspective this won't be a distraction in the lead up to the Bledisloe?
Mate, I think if there's any one thing that could keep your focus when something like this happens, it's the quest for winning a Bledisloe. And I think that from what I've seen of all our lads, and those guys in particular, they've come in with a strong focus on preparing themselves. You see both Dane and Adam, who came in with some injuries, have worked super hard to get themselves right. And then new guys like Rona and Billy Meeks, who have come in, have just excelled, you know what I mean? And I think they've had an excellent preparation by their coach this year, and it's put them in a place that, you know, has made them really compete. They're competing strongly for places within the team. And like I said, I think if there was one thing there's probably only one thing that could keep your mind focused at this time, and that would be the Bledisloe Cup.
Talking about rugby in WA, what do you hope might be able to be achieved in terms of pathways to the Wallabies, you know, in the future as well? You know, now there's going to be a gap from, you know, I guess the best schoolboys and that sort of thing through it. What do you hope there can be done? From a football point of view, you know, you want to still be able to capture as many of those lads as possible. So our recruitment process and identifying talent at a younger age, I think, has got to be something that we improve in that area across Australia, to be honest, and then in particular there, because you've seen some of the good players that have come up through there and players who have represented Australia now. And like I said, again, I believe that that's something that we can, you know, I'm not going to not say that, you know, not having a professional team there is going to be, it's going to disadvantage the process for sure. I still believe we can, you know, with good talent spotting and scouting, we can pick those players when they're, you know, and find those guys and, you know, get them playing professional footy or at high level rugby, club rugby, etc. The harder thing will be making sure that the fans, who are the parents now of young kids of the future, stay loving rugby as the sport and the game, and so that their kids, just like you're seeing here today, those young kids that are here and they see the gold jersey, they see rugby in their house, and it makes them want to play it going forward. I know it's yet to be determined, but can an NRC team remaining in Perth fill that void to some extent as an aspirational team?
It has to, if that's what will be there, right? Because of I'm not sure where that organisation is, but if that is what will be there, then that's going to be something that we focus on around pushing that talent into there. And like I said, if whatever that might be, it's about us identifying those players probably a little younger. I think in the coming time, in the shorter period, yeah, that work's been done. So they're there to be identified because they're coming through. I think it's that next generation. We've got to make sure our fans and volunteers and people who participate in the game over there are still very engaged. So the next generation of players and kids, they're seeing rugby as something they want to be involved in.
6 days out from Bledisloe, how are we looking fitness-wise? The guys that have come back into the squad, like Karevi and Beale, are they 100% right to go? Is anyone causing any concern at this stage?
I've been pretty pleased with the work ethic that the guys have had over the last few weeks. I think you know, there's an acclimatisation period which we really went hard at over the first few weeks after Super Rugby finished, and then last week we started getting right into some of the detail of our rugby. Beale and Karevi, yeah, they'll be back to full fitness. Probably the only guy who's still got to get himself sorted out is Dane Halapeti. I think he's still carrying a bit of an elbow injury, so that's something that we're working on hard, and he's been working on very hard. So I'm confident that'll be right. And apart from that, we're carrying a fully fit squad. So looking forward to the game. Really, like we've definitely got a few things we've got to finalise over this week. But we're going to have a couple of great days out here in Penrith, and we're going to go in to Homebush in the last couple of days and get those preparations exactly right.
So is Bill good to go? He still has to pass a test of some sort?
No, he's back in full training now. Yeah, so he's no fitness test. He had his injury a while back. He had a bit of a setback in his rehab overseas, but then since he's been back, he's now passing all the levels that we needed him to. So he's back in full training. He's done full contact training, so he's fine.
What do you make?
So you can give us some thoughts on the impact of what you're hoping to do coming out to the west for the week, out to Penrith, a day like today.
Mate, I want to just get the team seen out here, and not in a shopping mall or in an event or something like that, out on the footy field. There's guys running water for the teams, and so the kids can see the players, touch them and talk to them and see them firsthand, and that's what we're getting out here. Like I think we've been here a couple of hours now, and the gala day they're having here, and people are happy to see us out here and thanking us, and it's really the other way around, mate. We should be thanking them for coming out here, and we just feel like that this is an essential part of the development of the game, is for us to invest out in the western part of Sydney, not just from a talent perspective, but from a fan perspective. They're great fans, whatever the sport is. Right, they love their sport out here, and when Australia plays, they'll be on our side for sure. And I don't know, I suppose we just want to try to give them a look at the team close up.
What did you make of the AB squad, Cheika? I think Sevilla was left out, which I guess underlines the depth they have. Any surprise, just your thoughts about their squad?
No, mate, I haven't had a detailed look. They're going to bring something very strong. Obviously leaving a player of that calibre out in Julian Savia shows how the depth that they have and the strength that they'll bring over to the contest in Sydney. And we're preparing to be ready for that and try to go toe for toe.
Oh, what a try!